Good morning, Nigerians, and welcome to a brand new day filled with endless possibilities. I am your host, Miracle Obi, and you are watching Politics and Business TV, and this is the morning show. This is a credible outlet for you to have exciting information, to have updated informations and discussions that will shape our country, that shapes our country. So you're welcome to the show. Good morning, Joanna.
Morning, Miracle.
How are you this morning? You look so pretty.
Thank you. You look good too. I'm doing fine. How are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm alive, I'm well, I'm good.
We're alive and well.
All right, so you're welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And we'll be bringing you interesting discussion. And you know, we're still in the season or the atmosphere of the Nigerian Armed Forces Remembrance Day. We'll be having enough and quality discussion about that. But before we go on, we'll be bringing you trending news on the social media. You just don't want to miss it. So please stay with us while Joanna would be ready to give you all the trending stories on social media to keep you abreast of the information. Thank you.
morning and welcome back to What's Trending on P&B TV, your number one source for the latest stories making waves across the nation and beyond. I am Joanna Ray, and today I'll be bringing you some of the most talked about events stirring up conversations on social media. Sanusi declines to support Tinubu's government, citing lack of credibility. Pigeons stay put during memorial ceremony. Veteran actress Ngozi Ezionu condemns inappropriate dressing at audition. Israel and Hamas reach ceasefire agreement after 15 months of conflict. Stay tuned for the details.
All right, welcome back from that short break, and thank you, Joanna, for bringing us the trending stories on social media platforms.
You're welcome. So first we'll be discussing the Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, has declined to help Tinubu's administration. Why do you think he has done that?
Well, I think that's very pathetic because I watched the video and he said if he makes a comment or if he says anything, then he will be helping the administration. I just want to believe that every citizens and every government personnel, or the government rather, should work together. We are one. This is Nigeria.
Yes.
Nigeria is not divided into so many parts or segments.
Yeah.
We are one, and I just feel that if he has the solution that would make Nigeria better, then he should come up with a solution and not keep quiet, because we are all in Nigeria together, and we don't want our country to suffer. Personally, I feel that's my take.
I think the viewers should also watch the video.
All right.
So,
to be
let's
honest,
have the video.
I can stand here today and I can give a few
he said
points
they are
that
my
are contrary,
friends.
a few points that explain perhaps what we're going through and how it was totally predictable, most of it, and maybe avoidable. But I'm not going to do that. I've chosen not to speak about the economy and the reforms, or to even explain anything, because if I explain, it would help this government, and I don't want to help the government. I don't want to help this government. You know, they're my friends. If they behave like friends, I don't behave like a friend. So I watch them being stewed, and they don't even have people with credibility who can come and explain what they're doing. But I'm not going to help. I started out helping, but I'm not going to help. I'm not going to discuss it. Let them come and explain to Nigerians why the policies that are being pursued are being pursued. And meanwhile, I'm watching a very nice movie with popcorn in my hands. I'm watching them stew. But I will say one thing. What we are going through today is, at least in part, not totally, at least in part, a necessary consequence of decades of irresponsible economic
Does the administration lack credibility? Is that the reason why Sanusi wouldn't want to help? Oh well. Moving on, pigeons stay put during memorial ceremony.
This is quite funny, and it's actually a very serious thing, so we shouldn't laugh about it. This is really serious because we know that there are certain things that are done or that characterize the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which includes the laying of wreaths and the releasing of the white pigeons. And we know that the release of this white pigeons signifies peace. So when I'm trying to put it together, all right. So when the pigeons refuse to fly, does it mean peace has refused to reign? I don't know. I really do not understand. But what do you have to say about it? Because this is my take. Like, pigeons, what's up? Why are you guys not flying?
I don't know. Maybe they are just well fed.
Let's see the video. Let's have the video. This is pathetic. But let's be serious.
Wahala no deal.
It's not.
Where for Allah day? No Allah.
Said pigeon enjoys too much peace in Kwara, so they don't. They were coming back. Hey pigeons, why are you not flying? Why are you not leaving?
I don't know if they are well fed or they are just being stubborn. Either they are well fed or they are being stubborn. Maybe the Kwara State government should tell us what they are feeding those pigeons.
Actually, we'll just end it there. They should let us know what's going on. And we just desire and pray that peace will continue to reign in our country.
Yes.
Right, so what's
so
the
moving
next?
on, veteran actress Ngozi Eziono condemns inappropriate dressing at an audition.
I don't know how decent she dresses.
Yeah.
We want to believe that she dresses well, but
too.
for her to condemn indecent dressing, I think that's an applause.
Yeah.
Because these days, during audition, people just want to show off and probably use their bodies to buy their way into whatever they are being auditioned into. And we know that this is really not right. We've seen so many ladies going for interview. Excuse me, madam, you are going for an interview. Why do you have to show us the cleavages? Why do you have to do all of that? It's really not necessary.
It's not.
So I would really applaud her for condemning indecent dressing during an audition. But then we know it's an audition, so people want to, this is who I am, because they said you are dressed the way you're dressed. So probably
Maybe
they want to be addressed
to the role that they came to.
Yeah, so they want to be addressed that way. So you never can tell.
There's actually a video of her addressing them because of their indecent dressing.
Let's see the video so our audience can have a better
Any
understanding.
other day, I'm on any audition table and I see a lady dressed like, two of you. Look at them. And anybody comes in dressed like this, I will disqualify that person. How can you come to an audition ground without a bra? With your cropped up top? It's wrong. Yes, why are you trying to impress me? That's why the people see us as people who are not serious and a serious-minded actor. Do you get? You can't catch me now dressed like this, even when I was your age. It's wrong. You carry breast, leave breast, you can't breast. Why?
Say that. Oh my word. But I feel it's an audition, so they have the right to actually dress the way they want to be addressed.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't think she should have gone that way, because it was too dramatic and it was really embarrassing.
Yeah, it was
I'm sure at that point it would have killed their esteem, their self-esteem. So what do you want them to audition for when probably they won't be able to talk again and they'll feel less of themselves? So I feel it's an audition, so they have the right to just dress the way. And I was expecting probably, but I wasn't saying the.
Yeah.
So I feel I feel she went the extra mile anyways.
Yeah.
So what do you have for us?
Just finally, Israel and Hamas have agreed for a ceasefire after 15 months. After 15 months of war.
That is
What do you think is going on in the people's mind? Like they're already used to the pow
and all of a sudden,
and then all of a sudden there's going
there's
to
just
be
that
peace.
calmness, that quietness,
There's
that
going to be peace.
But then that's what we've been praying for,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm sure citizens of that country have also been praying for. So if it has happened, it's coming to pass. So it's something to be grateful for.
Yes,
What do you
it is.
think?
It's something to be grateful for.
It's something to be grateful
Something
for.
to be grateful for.
Oh, this is
This
so,
is so good.
This is so good. This is really good. This is really good. This is really good. Just imagine someone that has been fighting you, and all of a sudden, the person like, oh, come for a warm hug. And you're like, oh wow, finally, there's peace in the country, and we are grateful for that. We actually thank God for that.
We thank God for the
peace. For the peace, and we would hope and desire that peace will continue to reign in those countries.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Joanna, for these amazing trend and stories.
Thank you, Miracle, for having me.
Thank you, our viewers, for joining, for still being with us, and I'm sure we've cracked your ribs a little bit, but then to the issue of the day, we have an amazing topic for today, which is the Armed Forces Remembrance Day 2025, the plight of our fallen heroes. We're going to be discussing about this, and we'll give you discussion that will actually shape our country. So please don't go nowhere. Stay with us, and we will not be handling this alone. We'll have a guest, General Kwebe, a retired general. He's going to be with us via Zoom, so it's going to be an interesting one. Don't go nowhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back from that short break. You are still watching Politics and Business TV, and this is the morning show. All right, this is a time where we'd have our discussion on the Nigerian Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It's a celebration that is done annually, and trust me, I am not alone in the studio to have this discussion. So with me is Mr. Shittu.
Miracle, good morning. How are you doing?
Mr. Shittu, smell you're talking to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. How are you doing, Miracle?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, I'm like Miracle said, yesterday was Armed Forces Remembrance Day, and that day is to celebrate our heroes, the fallen heroes. That they've sacrificed a lot for our country. And we've seen a lot of activities in different places, whereby we even saw in Kwara, I think during the social media trends, we saw where the Kwara State governor wanted to release the pigeon, but some people were saying that maybe those pigeons are being overfed and they don't want to leave Kwara State, while some say this pigeon, and that pigeon symbolized peace. By the time you release them, it shows that at least your community, your state, your nation are in a good shape in terms of security, economy, and what have you. And also, we also have some other states, like let's look at Oyo State, where they have a very big celebrations. Let's take a look at this video, and we talk about it briefly.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity, and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. Amen.
Okay, Kogi States.
Well, that's a short video that just display on your screen. It's a local government in Oyo State. I'm talking about Ogbomoso. That is the king of that town. Ogbomoso is a very big town in Southwest. That's where the late Akintola Sam Ladoke. I don't know whether you know about Samuel Akintola.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think he was Deputy Prime Minister of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And in every year, that's how they used to celebrate the Armed Forces Remembrance Day in Ogbomoso. And you can see the king. Actually, I'm sorry, I am from Dats.
I already know. You don't need to say much because you would always speak out Oyo. I remember when we had the discussion of the whole Oyo matter.
Of course, it's
all right, but then it showed for them to have
look at the celebration.
The celebration this way. It shows that they really reverence and the fallen heroes.
Of
because
course.
if you do not see these as important, you would not want to make something this elaborate. So they actually honor, respect, and want to indeed celebrate those fallen heroes.
I think let's give kudos to the people of Ogbomoso and Oyo at large for celebrating that kind of
indirectly, Mr. Shitu, you want us to give kudos to
and I want
states.
you to do that. Please do that right away.
That's like an advert. But then we want to anyways, I feel they did a good thing.
Of course, we did a good thing. You can see my king there. I'm talking about Gandhi, Afolabi Olaoye Orumagege III.
You're so proud of him.
Of course, I'm proud of my king. You can see the way he was marching. He's a leader. He shows that he's a leader, leading the battle. Like, let's go there and let's go and pay our homage to our fallen heroes there.
Well, we hope that other states would
of course, even the federal government did not do like that celebration. Just go and drop the flowers and let, but look at my own hometown there. But thank you to my people, my community, and the state at large. Also, this day, or let me say yesterday, that is always a day for Nigerians to remember our fallen heroes. It was just last month or thereabout that the Chief of Army Staff, General Tawhid Lagwaja, we also lost General Tawhid Lagwaja, and it's part of our hero too, and many of them that have passed away through this service, in humanity. And also, there is a clip I want us to watch again, which I want us to talk about it. Let's take a look at this video clip.
Alias Osandu Victor Ezenwa of the Joint Task Force North Central Operation Save Heaven wishes my family, friends and loved ones a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. To my family, I would have loved to celebrate with you, but the duty of defending our beloved nation remained imperative. On the cold plain of the plateau, I patrol the hilly countryside by night and day to ensure our dear citizens come to no harm during the Yuletide season. Keep praying for us as we continue to secure our nation against our common enemy. Once again, Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year!
Okay, let's take a look. Let's talk about what is the essence of this Forces Remembrance Day.
Mr. Shito, I'm emotional. Can't you see?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
emotional.
My bad.
The video got me emotional. Like, they were not with their family members.
Of course, that is what I want us to talk about.
Already. They were not with their family members during the festive period. And then it's not the first time, it's not the second, probably for 9 months, 2 years, 5 years.
Some even go for 10 years.
And you're away from your family. Really, they ought to be celebrated, and it's our desire that the government would really place so much importance to this to the armed forces.
That is where I'm driving at the moment.
It's a lot.
That's where I'm driving at the moment.
Imagine probably my husband not being with me.
Let's even quickly look into what this day means and why are we celebrating it. Armed Forces Remembrance Day is a significant event in Nigeria. It's held annually on January 15 to honor the nation's fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives in service, right, to the country. It is a day to remember and reflect on the bravery and patriotism of these individuals. So if these people are like, they have done a lot of sacrifice, like just the video we just watched finish now, like wishing people, the people of Nigeria, Happy New Year and Xmas. And during Salah, you will see them, especially when we started this issue of Boko Haram of a thing, and then far back, the early 2000s. This guy, we've lost a lot of gallant soldiers in the battle war. Still till this moment, we are still just okay. Those ones are civilians, are farmers, the one that happened in Borno State. But these are people that I know they've put their lives. I don't imagine. It was I was telling one of my friends that it was then that while we were still young, we're like, I want to be I want to go to NDA. I want to be a military. I want to be a soldier. I want to be a navy. But now I can tell you, nobody wants to go into that that profession again.
Yeah, I saw a video of a retired general who was saying that he doesn't want any of his children to fly in the same path that he has taken, that his children are looking at him and they certainly would not want to be like him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that video yesterday and it was really empathic. It was really emotional. It was an emotional
Of course, it should be an
where
emotional situation.
I just want to ask, do you think the government is doing enough for the forces?
Exactly, that's where I'm going. Last week, it wasn't last week or thereabouts. I and some of the team, we went out for a protest at the front of Ministry of Finance. And if you ask me, what are those people protesting?
You mean you went to cover an event?
To cover an event, thank you. Yeah, to cover an event in front of the Ministry of Finance here in Abuja. If you ask me, what are those people protesting? Do you know them? These are retired military officers. And what are they protesting for? Their rights, their pensions, and their, what have you. Please, with all the sacrifice that these people have done while they're in service, should any responsible government, I use the word, be owing these people their money, their gratitude, or their pension here, or their pensions? No, just answer the question, Miracle.
I'm not in the government setting.
No, we are all human beings. Let's look at it from that perspective.
Yeah,
and from a human perspective. You just watch a video now which you said you were emotional. And the way you felt when you watched the movie, the video clip. So now, a government, I was there live and, the PAMSEC of the Ministry of Defense was telling them that they should not worry. Within the shortest within hours, they are going to get their paid. blah, blah, blah.
Do
And
they
these
need
people,
to wait for them to come out to
God.
protest for their rights? They don't
people
need
that
to
have been,
wait.
they have been away
They
from their
have
family.
sacrificed their lives. They
I
have
don't know
done
how.
to their best of their abilities. They have done their best. So
There
I don't
are some
think
questions
that
we should ask. Miracle.
the wives of the fallen heroes in Lagos State, there's a group called Wives of the Fallen Heroes in Lagos State. Yesterday they came out in Lagos State crying, saying that aside the first payment they received as the war allowance, that they have not received any single thing till today. That every year upon year, promises. Would read out some of the promises from different states, and I was really researching, like, have any of those promises been fulfilled?
That is our
What's
country
happening?
for you.
Why
that's
empty
my
promises?
Country. That's your country for you.
I could just see the women. They were so sad, desiring how their children would go to school, they would feed the families, and every other thing. It's really
I was about to say there are some questions that we need to ask our leader, our government, and we need to also answer it. One of it is the one we just said, delayed payments of benefit and pensions that I just mentioned now. Last week, we went for a report to go and cover an event where all these men, retired ones, that, they survived the battles, they survived the war, they survived hundreds of mission. When they sent Nigerian, we would like going for peace, or what do you call it? Keep peace, or what do you used to call this? There is a term that they used to, they used to call this particular thing, where they will send some of our gallant troops to other country to maintain peace and stability. They've survived most of these things. The way they were protesting that, no, we need our pensions. The second thing, inadequate support for widows, like the one you said, and orphans. What is happening to these fallen hero wives? What is happening to their children? Are they properly, giving attention? Are they giving them their proper attention that they deserve? Because their father, their husband died in the battle. So you should also look into that. Another one is limited access to education and health care. Is very important.
Well, talking about that limited access to healthcare, I think the governor of Kogi State yesterday, he made that promise last year. That was 2024. Forces Remembrance Day.
That was a former governor.
Yes,
the
former governor. Yeah, sorry. So the present governor, that's Ododo. Yes, Governor Ahmed Ododo. He actually made a promise yesterday, stating that there will be free health insurance for the spouses of soldiers who have lost their lives in the line of duty.
Service.
Yes. So I think that's a commendable one, as you said. But then our fingers are crossed to ensure, looking at the possibilities of these governors fulfilling their promises. Also at the celebration yesterday, Governor Lawal of Nasarawa State, he pledged to support the wives and children of fallen
Miracle, I have some reservation on this pledge something. We want these people to come out and say that, wow, last year the governor did this to us, the last year the governor did. But rather, giving this pledge, I can bet you next year these people will come out again and tell us that there's nothing.
So what's the plight of the
this
hope
pledging
of the families of these fallen heroes? What's their future like? What is it for them?
If you ask me, well, am I going to ask this question as well? Because it's something that is so disturbing, if you ask me. Because we should have taken a proper care of these, these victims, their families, their children. Because doing that is what is going to give other people hopes, and this will also give the living one. We are not praying for anyone to die, but even though it's worth of sacrificing, it's worth of giving my last breath. Because if I die in the course of service, I'm serving my nation, I'm serving my country.
And I know my family will be taken care of.
But in a situation whereby some people we want to resign from this job because they are afraid. We have numbers of them, I don't want to continue with this job again. Because they know that if eventually they drop their last breath in the course of this service, nobody's going to take care of the family.
Well, we know that there are certain things the news has enlightened us with, that there are certain states that actually have been trying, both the wives of the fallen heroes, the group, the representative actually made a statement that about 10 or 100 a number of widows were fed, they were given welfare, and some of their children were given scholarships. Okay. So I think the government is actually doing something, but then according to their plague, according to their cries, it shows that the government is not doing enough to really help the families.
Let's look.
And we know the Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, he renewed his commitment to support the families of the deceased. So for him to renew his commitment, it means that he has done something and he's ready to continue in that same path.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think these fallen heroes and their family, or let me start, do you think these fallen heroes are getting the kind of the normal recognitions and the commemorations of their services? Do you think, or what, or let me say, aside these, January 15, or is it January? Yes, January 15, that we Nigerians do come together and celebrate. Do you think there should be another, way or something or another thing the government should do that would tells Nigerians that yes, we appreciate your services while you are alive?
Well, I would want to say that they should have a structured body, like a structured body that would really be in charge of the families, the welfare of the families of fallen heroes. Just as, I wouldn't want to use that as an example, but then just as we have other bodies for different things, the poverty control corporation and all of that, I feel they should come up with something like that so that there is structure and then there is transparency and accountability to ensure that the families are actually being taken care of health-wise.
Okay.
Given opportunities to serve, given opportunities in public spaces, so that at least the women, probably training them, giving them skills. Because if a mother of 4 who has lost her husband during his service to our country, if she's been trained on a particular skill, I feel she should be able to raise up things, make money from that, and be able to stand strong to really take care of her families.
Of course.
Therefore, thereby, it's going to really help the economy, because if we have many of those people coming out to cry that they are not being taken care of or being well fed, and there's no welfare for them, it actually brings down the economy, the state of the economy. So I think if something like that is being done, it's really going to help the country and the state of the economy. Then also, I'd want to say, if probably support for their children, if individuals, just as the governor of Kogi State actually explained yesterday, and then he re-emphasized that well-to-do individuals can actually take up the responsibilities to sponsor some children of these fallen heroes.
Exactly.
They can take up that responsibility. Okay, I want to sponsor 50 children. I want to sponsor a particular number of children through school, through the primary section, the secondary, and the university. If they have enough sponsorship, we know that those children would amount to something in the country.
Of course, you were right. That was the reason why I say that. Aside these, celebrations that we do have every January 15th, and you've mentioned some of the, significant things the government should look into, and maybe there should be a body. But my fear is that if we have another body, you are inviting other corruption. That is just a reality. It is my country, it is your country. You know what we're talking about. Some people will use that avenue to siphon funds again. I know of Kaduna State, there is there are NGOs that comes together in Kaduna. I know of Kaduna State that every 15th of January, they will have to celebrate it in one of the venue, and then they will invite the wife of the fallen heroes, or let me show the family of fallen heroes. They will give them rice, they will give them wrappers, and some other things. But this should go beyond giving them rice, because are you saying that although yes, it might go a long way as well, but are you saying that rice should be the priority of a wife of a former general, or even a lieutenant, or even a corporal? I don't understand. Or rapper. Why can't you just look fine? How many children do you have? I have 5 children. I have 4 children. Okay, fine. One, you're going to give one. Because we believe that if you take one out of your children, at least we've already put something into that family. And whenever that one succeeds, it will definitely come back to the family. I don't know, maybe I'm making a point here.
Yeah, you
so
are.
With that, it should go beyond giving wrappers and rice, or 10 kg of rice, or 25 kg, or even 50 kg. That can only last for a while. The wrapper, you come this year, you give me a wrapper. Even before next year, the wrapper will have even worn out or even changed color. So I think the governments, whether state level or federal level, should look at something. Maybe they should have an institution or university or secondary school of all the fallen children.
But having something like that, it would still require a proper planning by the government, because having a university, you would still need funds, and we know the level
okay, if
of
we don't want to,
if we don't want to,
hold on. If we don't want to bring another university on board, or if you don't want to bring another secondary school on board, I remember I went to Command Day Secondary School. It's owned by the military. Why can't you say, okay, if Command is in your state, okay, all the fallen your children go there. Don't pay the dime from your just one to your SS3.
So who would make the payments? Who would?
The government should, the military or the government should take care of that. Just bring a proper documentation that your father was a military, was an air force, was a navy, and is no more there again. So with that, there will be a proper documentation for that. Don't even go and create another school. The same thing to the children of in primary school. Then come to universities. We have university in Brno. We have NDA in Kaduna. For those that have interest, so put them, enroll them in this place. Give them automatic, admission. Give them automatic employment. At least their father there will be like, okay, fine, I thank God, I serve this country, and they are paying me back. Is it the one that they not even pay, the one that are still living, still holding their pensions?
Yeah, so many of them have been seeking crying rather to the government that they be paid their pension. And talking about what can be done, we know that the Ondo State, that was last year, the Ondo State government promised to disburse non-interest loan to the widows of the fallen heroes.
That's a commendable one. A good
there
one.
was nothing on the news
That's
to really show that, because this was done last year, to really show that they actually received the non-interest.
I can tell you, you can do, as a journalist, you can do your findings. I can tell you that nothing was done, or nothing is done, and nothing will be done.
Well, let's not say nothing will be done.
You just said last year.
We were very positive.
No.
The same promise has been re-emphasized this year. So we just hope that something will be done. We just want to be positive that something really good will come up because just so many media outlets right now that are having the same discussion, the same conversation.
Of course.
And then we know that the government, they are listening. They need to heed to the plea of the masses, of the families of this fallen heroes, and then provide something for them. But then I would want to, aside the welfare of the fallen heroes, talking about those who are still in service, I've been having this concern if the government is actually doing enough to prevent the mitigation of those who are still in service. That's the mitigation of death rate do you think the government is really doing
you see,
enough to protect them, to kit them well when they are at
you're talking
the war
about
front, to use
mitigating,
probably
you know, if the,
technology and
see, you know,
well
most of the death
to
record,
reduce the death rate?
most of the death record in the military cycle, or should I use the word, from the war fronts. And when you're in war front, you can't. It's either they self they know that this war that we're going, it's either I come back, I say my last bye to my family from that. So I don't know how you said already. None of the military personnel or the stakeholders have come out to complain that they did not have a sufficient, weapon to tackle their enemy at the war front. So mitigating death rates or thereabout, I think, like I said, most of the record we have now are from the war front. It's not as if maybe they have one kind of diseases or sicknesses that is taking them away one after the other. So in that regard, what we should say that's when government provide them an adequate weapon or adequate machines or adequate whatever they want to use, arsenal they want to use, and they train them professionally, and they know how to use this arsenal, I don't think they should. Although yes, if, like they used to say, if 20 of them go to a war front, it only takes a grace of God that maybe all of them will come back. If not, 2 will drop, 3 will drop, or thereabouts. I know, understand. But I know, and what I've seen so far, and the report I had so far, the government have been doing their own best in terms of giving or providing the proper arsenal to our gallant officers on that. Well, and also, one of the things that I do say about these are fallen heroes, and one of the things government used to say that, talking about the Nigerian Legion, you know about those people as well. And they are veterans. That's also, the video we watched. Let's take a look at that video again. There's something I want us to bring out from that video. Let's take a look at that video where they are celebrating in Oyo States. You see, that's, yes, talking about, this. Look at the Legion then, and look at this old man, the way he's still energetic. Look at it. Look at the marching. These people need to be properly taken care of.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity, and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. Amen.
Well, all I need to just say is that these people need to be properly, given a full attention. They need to be properly given full attention because they've done their best. They've done a lot of sacrifice for our country, and we shouldn't just overlook or try to just snub or ignore their services. We need to take care of the family. We need to take care of the children. Like we said, their children must must have a free education. Will have free access to health care, proper health care. So because in other countries they do take care of the family of the fallen heroes. I watched a movie on it actually is a Bollywood, as an Indian movie, where this guy fought to the last breath, and you could see the way the father, they even aside giving kind of a ceremonial befitting burials things, there are a lot of things our government, people in charge should do to make sure that these people are properly, they do not miss. Another thing is, as Nigeria marks Armed Forces Remembrance Day, it's an essential to remember the sacrifice of the nation fallen heroes. We commit to supporting their families. We've said that earlier, and loved ones. And I'll also let you know that more about, there are lots of things to know about these remembrance, this particular day, because it's a day that the family of this fallen hero should come and say that last year we received this, rather than having all these, fake pledges here and there.
Or you have them coming to actually cry.
You
and
shouldn't allow
plead
these people to cry out. You shouldn't allow them to cry out. So now, but like we said, we've done enough, and we've said that we also appreciate all the efforts that these great men and men they've done to our country, and the service they've done to our country.
Well, we just hope that so many things would actually fall in line as this day is being marked. But then one thing that I'm actually looking at, I feel this Armed Forces Remembrance Day, as much as we celebrate the fallen heroes and the rest, we should have time to really look at the security state of the country, seeing how the country could get better, knowing that I think security had the largest chunk in the 2025 budget, hoping that it would actually be used the way it ought to, or it has been planned to be used. So we just hope that the security measures will be taking place, and they'll be about the reduction of this terrorism, the bandits, the Boko Haram, and all of this. As much as the celebration was going on yesterday, we know that there have been several news of banditries in certain states, and we just hope that they would really look into that. Looking at security, I think there are certain things citizens can actually do to really help the government in terms of security. I think probably staying informed. There's so many things that have been happening, and probably there's always a rumor that, okay, so and so would happen. I think most of these terrorists, they release videos.
Of course they do.
So there are times there are prompters, there are times there are rumors of certain things. And I feel if citizens are well abreast with information, they would know how to avoid things like this.
Of course,
but then,
like I used to say something, if our government are serious and they want to really curb this insecurity, they know the way to do it. Because just imagine all these normal things that may be okay, when somebody insults a politician or someone, they know how to trace. These ASS know how to trace the person.
Yeah.
So why can't you trace these people? So I think, well, before we go for our newspaper review, let's go.
All right, so thank you very much. We will be going on for the newspaper review, so please don't go nowhere. Stay with us as we review the papers this morning. right, welcome back. We'll be having our newspaper review. So the first paper, please. All right, so we have the blueprint. The bold write-up says your obsession with revenue targets will hurt investment, increase poverty. This is to the NAS.
Okay.
And then we have military bans drone operations in Northeast, warns against violation. We know that so many individuals have been using drones to scout around Northeast. So probably their banning of drone is to ensure that, okay, and probably the bandits are not also using drones to also investigate and monitor the environment. Well, hopefully they get to obey, and
Do they have choice?
citizens have choice. All right, so what else do we have on the newspaper today? The NNPL, only company that publishes 10% statement of accounts. All right, I think that's all we would be able to take for the blueprints. Let's have the next paper, please. We have the Punch. The bold write-up says 34.8% inflation rate triggers fear of rising prices and hardship.
So they are telling us that we should prepare for another hardship in 2025.
Yeah, I was reading through that particular news. It said during December, it happened December, where about 34.8% inflation rates, it has increased, and we all know that it's actually bound to happen looking at things that have been happening. So we just hope that it really doesn't get really bad for the citizens.
We hope so.
Tinubu government salute fallen heroes, pledge support for widows.
Now
we
this
have that
pledge.
and we hope that they get to fulfill their
please.
pledges and actually support the widows and support.
Let's move into action.
Families.
Tell us what you want to do, and let's be seeing all those results in the next 2-3 months.
Hopefully, we have a news from the First Bank. The First Bank of Nigeria secures court order to seize General Hydrocarbons cargo.
Well, another one on same that Punch. If you check the below, Alaafin Owade reverse appointment in 30 days. Kingmakers tell Makinde, I have told you this is going to be a kind of
a battle.
A battle. Wow.
But then, that's all we'll be able to take for the newspaper review.
Yes. Oh, well, that's for the newspaper review. And on this morning show, we've talked about the
plight of the fallen heroes.
On the Armed Forces Remembrance Day.
We've seen some of the social media, social media trendings. I mean, that we had last night. I mean, yesterday, and seeing the one in Kwara State where the governor wanted to release the pigeons, and they're like, we go nowhere. We die here because we're enjoying these states, and also a lot of things are happening. And this one, my own message to the government, let's stop these pledges. Let's do the right thing, and let these people feel that yes, our husband is normal and our husband is here. Because just remember the days that these people spend with their families. Just imagine someone, joins the Nigerian army at the age of 20, let's say 23. Got married at the age of 25, right? And probably maybe death cut him short. He died at the age of 38. I can tell you that during that year that he spent, he did not have 100 days to spend with his children and his family. So, and that kind of person now is no more again, and the government is not doing the appropriate thing. Some of them will be crying. Meanwhile, our politicians are going around buying big cars for themselves, buying all this. The president is getting a new, yachts for himself, and getting this for that. We don't need this. Look at the people that need this thing most. Getting a new private jet or thereabouts. This is what we need when people are there, that they've sacrificed
their lives
Even
for
before
the
you became the
country.
president, before you became the governor, before you became the Senate president, before you became the House of Rep speaker, before you became the rep member. These people have been there sacrificing, doing their best to see that they protect our, our society from these terrorists.
Well, I'm sure the government has listened to you, Mr. Shito.
I hope so.
Yeah, so thank you very much, our wonderful audience, for always joining us on the Politics and Business TV, on the morning show rather, and Politics and Business TV. It's always a pleasure having you follow us, and please would want you to follow us on all our social media platforms that will be displayed on the screen. And don't go nowhere. We have entertaining and enlightening and interesting programs that would be given to you. So for me, I'd want to say my last word to the government is honor the fallen, support the brave, and inspire the nation. Thank you for watching. I remain Miracle Obi. Bye for now.